Well, again, it's Nate Jackson, the Criterion Guy reviewer with Samurai 2 Duel at Ichijoji Temple. Booklet case, and we'll just use this. It's close enough. Samurai 2. Hiroshi Inagaki strikes again. Oh my god, it's the sequel. Well, I told you I'd be back for the next day, and here it is, the sequel, starring Mr. Toshiro Mifune yet again, doing that samurai thing. And boy, is this one, oh god, I mean, I feel like actually with this one, it feels like without the story, you've just really, this guy's just really confusing your viewers. It's supposed to be emotional. Oh my god, it's emotional. It's so actiony, and there is a little more action. I'll admit, there's a bit more action than it feels like in the first one. But at the same time, I just got lost. I just got lost almost the whole way. It was just so confusing. Try to summarize as best as I can. Basically, continuing after the first one, what you learn is, of course, he's a samurai now, and he's been traveling and all that. Uh, Otsu is still waiting for him, and she waits for him, I guess, another 3 years before he eventually comes back at some point during the second one. And he wants to be with her, but he's got to keep this samurai thing up, And it's a trip. It's just so weird. And eventually, at one point, and Akemi's back, and Oko's back, and even Marahachi's back for a little bit, even though he doesn't really play too big of a role, I don't feel like. But yeah, even at one point, it's hilarious because Otsu and Akemi actually meet at one point, and you think, oh, they're gonna have a big cat fight. Nope, they just inform of each other of who each other am, and basically they go from there. And they just it's like I said, it's really confusing. Basically, the main thing that you need to know about this one is that he fights a guy named what's his name? The Kojiro, or his plan is to beat a guy named Koshiro. He ends up fighting some other guy. What is this guy's name? Seihuro. Yoshiro Seihuro, I think his name is. Just Yoshi. That's all I know is Yoshi from freaking Super Mario Brothers. Anyway, so basically that's all I can say about this one. Plot wise, it's a lot trickier. I feel like it's kind of lost something, but I'm sure the third one will pick up where it was pretty much exactly where this one ends, which honestly doesn't really explain much because it pretty much ends, I think, with Akemi like renouncing her love for, or deciding whether or not she should renounce her love for Musashi. And yeah, this one's gonna be short because, like I said, I'm sorry, but this one was just really weak. It was a lot weaker than the first one. Maybe you do need storyline. Maybe you do need story rather than action. And I'd said before in the first one that first one was weaker because it didn't have enough action, I think. But now it's like, now that there's a little more action to it, it suffers. However, I will give Inagaki credit for his cinematography, or the direction, because there's definitely a lot more. He does a lot more with the camera, like shots of the lake as people are walking, and just before the final scene and the final fight, you see the birds take off in the trees. Very nice touches. Very nice touches. So yeah, that's all I can say about this one. B minus. B minus, just because while the storyline continues and you can kind of more or less pick up and you kind of get most of it, a lot of it you're just this one you might get lost in a couple scenes. It doesn't help that they add a number of I feel like they add a lot of new characters such as Lady Toshino and Seijuro and people like that, and Koetsu. I don't think Koetsu was in the first one. But yeah, so that's why I gave this one a B minus rather than a B plus. I think I gave the first one a B plus. And yep, that's it. This is a short one, so tomorrow we finish the trilogy. Samurai 3. Duel at another temple. Another duel at some other place. So, on that note, B-, go see this movie, but first see the first one, otherwise you're going to get really confused, more so even with this one intact. So, there. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow for Samurai 3. Bye-bye.